So it's 3 p.m. and we are all set to begin our today's webinar. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. We are delighted to kick off yet another thought provoking session on connecting the dots. First and foremost, we extend our gratitude to our esteemed speakers for their participation in this panel discussion. A warm welcome to all. Mr. Sagar Vadapurkar, SVP and Head, People Success and Culture at Exact. Dr. Sheetal Badshah, founder and CEO of Growth Catalyst. Mr. Anuj Nath Galgotia, CHRO with Signature Global. And Lieutenant Commander Nitika Rai, Senior Technology Consultant at Ernst Young. Ethical leadership in AI implementation is essential as artificial intelligence continues to transform industries, societies, and economies. Leaders must ensure that AI technologies are developed and deployed in ways that align with ethical principles such as fairness, accountability, and transparency to foster trust and avoid harm. This involves navigating complex ethical dilemmas, balancing innovation with societal impacts, and ensuring that AI benefits all stakeholders. Our esteemed panelists would share their views on this insightful topic, ethical leadership in AI implementation. HRA welcomes you all on the Connecting the Dots. To know more about HRA and its events, I would request all the participants to visit the link and details posted in the chat window. It would be great to have all the participants' feedback. We will be running a poll before the Q&A session, so request all the participants to kindly give your feedback on the session. I now take the privilege of introducing our moderator for the session, Lieutenant Commander Nitika Rai, Senior Technology Consultant at Ernst Young. Lieutenant Commander Nitika Rai is presently working with Ernst Young as Senior Technology Consultant. She was commissioned as Sub-Lieutenant in the Indian Army in July 2010, got retired as Lieutenant Commander from the Logistic Branch of Indian Navy in July 21. She has done her PG diploma in International Supply Chain Management from Symbiosis Pune, postgraduate diploma in HR and Marketing Management from Lal Bahadur Shastri Institute of Management, a certification course on Global Supply Chain Management from Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, Six Sigma Green Belt and Lean Six Sigma Black Belt and SAP certified. She is presently pursuing doctorate in business administration from Rushford Business School, Switzerland. She has received many awards like Best Woman of Excellence 2022, Naval Officer Operational Expert, Powerful Woman Awards, Exceptional Woman of Excellence at Women Economic Forum, and Lady Leadership in Security Award by Central Association of Private Security, and recently received Women's Achievers Award by HRAI. You can also follow her on LinkedIn. The link for the same has been shared in the chat window. Without wasting much time, I will now hand over the platform to Ms. Nitika. Over to you.
Thank you, Faisal, and thank you, HRAI, for having me here with the extreme set of intelligent panelists out here. I have Sagar, Sheetal, and Anuj. Okay, let's start with Sagar. Mr. Sagar Vadapurkar, SVP and Head People Success and Culture, Exact. Mr. Sagar's role encompasses driving strategic HR initiatives that nurture talent and foster a vibrant company culture and leading the people success and culture division at Exact. With a focus on employee engagement and development, his approach integrates innovative HR technology to streamline processes and enhance the overall employee journey. At the helm of transformative projects, his emphasis is on creating robust mechanism for talent acquisition and management, aligning with Exact's dedication to excellence in the education software sector. His team's contributions are instrumental in nurturing a work environment that support collaboration, continuous learning, and growth. You can you can also follow him on LinkedIn. The link has been shared in the chat window. And I'm reading the intro and I'm extremely overwhelmed, Sagar, to have you here.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Nikita. I
thank you
think
for
it is
sharing.
great pleasure to meet up with people like you and the other panelists and the participants. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Pleasure is all mine. Dr. Sheetal Bacha, founder and CEO, Growth Catalyst. He doesn't teach, he helps you to learn, he helps you to be a better leader. So you can lead yourself, your team, and your organization successfully. Dr. Sheetal is a doctor of philosophy in leadership development, an OD interventionist, and a certified leadership coach by IIM Bangalore with over 2 decades of experience. He founded Growth Catalyst to provide leadership coaching and executive development programs and help senior management executives in creating a bigger impact. Through his unique, unconventional methods and techniques, he helps individuals take their professional lives to another level. He uses engaging and collaborative style that allows leadership teams to quickly develop alignment and a clear roadmap leading to measurable culture change and top line and bottom line results. You can also follow him on LinkedIn, and the link for the same has been shared on the chat window. The last but not the least, thank you, Sheetal, for sharing the platform again. Thank you so
It's
much.
honor for me. It's honor for me. Thank you.
Thank you. The last but not the least, Mr. Anuj Nath Galgotia, CHRO, Signature Global. With over 25 years of work experience in corporate HR leadership, positions extending across the housing finance, real estate, retail, and construction sectors with companies like Hutco Limited, Reliance, SR, Larsen & Toubro, and DB Reality. Mr. Anuj Nath is CHRO with Signature Global. His expertise includes organization structuring, HR strategy, talent acquisition, and performance management. He is an MBA in 1990 and also an accredited trainer from IHS Rotterdam. He has represented India in an UN roundtable on HR for urban management at Rotterdam, which is UNCHS, and is also an active participant in professional forums in India and abroad. You can also follow him on LinkedIn. The link for the same is shared in the chat window. Thank you so much for sharing the platform, Anuj. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I had missed out some of the introductions, was grappling with the camera issues, so some security things and all that. So finally, I'm back with you. So please go ahead. Sorry to disrupt. Yeah, please go ahead.
So let's start the discussion. I'll start with Sagar instead. But before that, I have one quote. I was just reading about AI. It's all new to me. So I would like to bring a quote here. It's not about creating AI, but amplifying human intelligence. I want to understand more about it from the brilliant minds out here who have such a vast experience that while I was reading it, I'm only halfway through you all. Just 10, 11 years of experience. So I'm indeed proud, to share the stage with you all. Starting from Sagar. Sagar, first question to you. How can leaders foster a culture of ethical awareness and responsibility among employees involved in AI development and deployment? Over to you, Sagar.
Great. First of all, Nitika, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to be one back to HRAI webinars, and second to be with the eminent panelist, Faisal and the entire team, and with you with the great credentials that you carry. What I see, Nitika, here is, and the other fellow panelists will definitely agree with me, that typically, as far as HR processes are concerned, leaders nowadays are choosing the ready-made products, SaaS-based products, which are available in the market. So, and of course, there is a robust development happening on this side. So when you implement, I think there are a lot of checks and balances which one has to ensure as the leader, for the function, and the CXO team member for the organization, and of course, for society as a whole. So I think it is important to see in the product that you are buying or implementing that it is detecting the bias, and mitigating the risks which are involved in using and transforming and interpreting the data. The product has to be diverse, and the data which is used, which is completely inclusive, and there are no mitigations which are there. The team which is using this data, has explainability and accountability, which is very, very important, because to save the data and the misuse of the data, for that matter. The next is, I think, ethical use of data. So whether you are recruiting, whether you are uh, you know uh, assessing the performance management, or recommending courses, through a AI mechanism to a aspiring employee as L&D project, or for employee engagements. I think this is very important, that the data which is either being collected or being used, is ethically used. And the second is, I think we have to consistently monitor and evaluate the process which is going on. So I think all these 4 or 5 parameters, which are extremely crucial before the HR leader or the organization chooses the product to be a part of their growth journey. I think, in my opinion and experience, what is important is, not that an X product is suitable for a Y company and X Z company, which can be suitable to you. I think you have to search and test. I think that's the mantra.
Oh, thank you so much. And it was a kind of a knowledge sharing, for me as well, because we weren't aware about, SaaS, and that AI cannot be customized as of now, as we speak. And after hearing from you, Sagar, is I think we need to first talk to people, talk and aware them about the do's and don'ts, and then probably after that we can start using the AI from down below till up, because people in the leadership high levels, they are aware of it, but the down level people, the low level people, and the middle level management, they are yet to be made aware about the nitty gritties, and also the consequences of not being ethical as far as AI is concerned. So thank you so much, Sagar. And now coming to you, Sheetal, Sheetal, the question to you is, how can organization promote diversity and inclusivity in AI development team to enhance ethical decision making?
Thank you, Nitika, and thank you, HRAI, for making me to be here. A very interesting question, and probably, along with AI, you talked about diversity and inclusion as well. So, often we say that, artificial intelligence is more about future-centric technology. But before we go in the future, let me take back to the ancient Indian days, where you might have heard of, in Ramayana, Ravana using Puspak Viman to abduct Sita. So that was the first artificial intelligence applied at that time. Think of the imagination that our writers had at that point of time. The second example of artificial intelligence I would like to quote here is in Mahabharata, Kunti used mantra power to give birth to Yudhishthir, Bhima, and Arjuna. This is nothing but an application of artificial intelligence. In 1920, Karel Capek, Zach writer, wrote the science fiction named Roswell Universally Robotic, where he mentioned, where he used the word called robot first time, and that was new to the world. And now we have our own interpretation of robot these days. So the basic premise of artificial intelligence is, if humans use information as well as rational approach in decision making, why can't machine do? And the term artificial intelligence was coined in 1956 by John McCarthy, who is considered to be the father of artificial intelligence. And you would be surprised to know that it was way back in 1956, and from 1956 to somewhere in 1960s, much of the progress in R&D, it got bad name to artificial intelligence. And the funding of R&D to artificial intelligence was stopped. That period was called AI winter. I will come upon more examples of artificial intelligence, but I would say that the very relevant question of diversity and inclusion, quoting these two characters, Ravan and Kunti, it talks about the diversity and inclusion.
Thank you so much, Sheetal. And I was waiting for you to have such examples because, I'm so happy that Sheetal can relate anything. And Ramayana is so vast. And I was waiting that he will take some bits and pieces from Ramayana and give so many examples. And really, really, happy to look again and go back to Ramayana, understand how it is related to AI and very different and discrete examples. Thank you so much, Sheetal. Coming to Anuj. Anuj, my question to you is, what ethical considerations should leaders prioritize when implementing AI technologies in their organization?
Hello. Yeah, yeah, I'll just give you a call. Yeah. Hello, sorry, there was a call just at that moment. So there's some AI there. So number one, Nitika, I should start by complimenting you, for your honesty. You said that you don't know much about AI. I wonder how many of us know very much about AI. So the thing with a nascent technology is that a lot of intelligence is going into it. No doubt, it is a fantastic innovation and everything. But then there is time before you find real application of AI in our day-to-day processes, and especially when it comes to HR. So, so yes, it's nice that we are talking about ethical dilemmas and we are talking about application of ethics in AI already, because that will give a direction to how we'll be applying. And it is all the more important for leaders in HR because HR, the role of HR also is evolving with time and with the availability of technologies. Now, who will take care of these ethical issues, the ethical dilemmas which are there? Because AI is like a very powerful weapon which is coming in the hands of all and sundry. It is something like, a weapon, a child is can be given a weapon. And the effects of the what we do in HR and the application of all technologies or whatever weapons you may call it or implements, how we use it makes a difference not just to the organizations where we are, but it also impacts the society at large. So HR, I think, has a huge responsibility in addressing these concerns, in in taking a stand on this ethical debates and doing something more than merely sharing and all that. There will be a time where in fact I keep on dreaming of that. I keep on thinking that once I am out of my corporate avatar, I will have to get connected with some legal people and all that, because this has to be, there's a lot of responsibility. Having served the HR profession for a close to around 33 years, I think, whether people like it or not, I will have to exercise some responsibility towards the vocation where I have drawn my livelihood from for 33 years. I owe it to the people. I owe it to my sons who will be joining the workforce anytime. We owe it to the next generations. How are we applying HR? I mean to say AI in HR. Are we not losing sight of, or rather putting humanity at a second stage than AI itself, the technology itself? But yes, those are very big questions which require a lot of thinking, because right now everybody is focused on capturing the productivity or the insights which come out of the artificial intelligence. And that is what has taken everybody by, everybody has got fascinated with it. It has become the acronym perhaps of the century. Everybody is talking AI. And there are very few people very honest like Nitika to say that, sorry, I don't know much about AI. So that's the thing. Now, sorry if I missed out in my over concern about the ethics thing, but a few things do come to my mind. One is we need to HR. It is high time that we start looking at the legal framework which is there, which matters for HR. The legal framework, which are we when we talk about application of AI into our HR practices and operations, are we compliant with the legal framework that is there? Do if I'm talking about data, if I'm talking about aggregation, collection and aggregation of data, am I allowed by the relevant laws to do this? Have I taken the consent of my employees? I don't own the information of my employees. I don't own their private data. So whatever, and in fact, Sagar also, when he was saying his part, so he also kind of, touched upon that, okay, we are kind of picking up softwares, we are picking up softwares on the cloud. We have a responsibility, a big time responsibility to ensure how are these various softwares which are available in a standalone manner or maybe on the cloud, how are they, how are they collecting that data? What are they doing with it? Are we buying these software subscriptions for our HR work? Are we buying it in a haste? Have we put every controls in the place? And also a very important question, which I'm like kind of sad that people are not even aware about it. Why do I need this bit of information about a person? I mean, look at the European legal system, and even the America is not far behind when it comes to that. But the European, they have said we have the people there have a right to be forgotten. So fine, if how will you feel if your child, let us say, jumps a red light and this data is captured somewhere and he is then available when he goes for some employment and interview, and this data is available and he's red flagged, then this is the same guy who perhaps jumped a light on some intersection after, let's say, 4 years, 5 years. So there is a right to forget. We are becoming careless in the application of very potent technology. Maybe because we are not used to, we have not dealt with such potent technologies so far. We are looking at AI, we are talking about AI as if it is just another chatbot or it is just another some kind of algo. Which no, when you're talking AI, then you have to think deep, and there are solid laws. A lot of these laws have we've been in an introductory stage, and as the time is going on, we are looking forward to the, let's say, a new government coming into place. Then after the elections, and I'm sure most of those litigations, etc., will become a matter of reality, and there will be stringent compliances which will be put into place. Because from being a nascent technology, from being an introductory technology, AI is going to become a very practical tool which will be available for everybody. So there will be controls which will be coming in, and with the controls, it will be our responsibility, number one, to safeguard ourselves as HR professionals, and number two, to safeguard the companies we work for, because whatever I do as HR, I do it for a company. And with me, the image of my company also can be sullied if I'm seeing as breaking somebody's privacy or trust that the person has reposed in me, the confidentiality, so much information we collect. And a very important thing, perhaps I'm going on and on, so I'll restrict myself there, but we have a tendency to collect all sort of information. अपना क्या जाता है type is the mindset कि क्या है अपना क्या जाता है. And the second thing is we have, and this is very serious and I mean it, and especially to the HRs who are out there, that this is a shame that HRs don't know anything about the law. And if any of my esteemed panelists are having legal backgrounds, I'm apologizing. I don't mean all of us, but I mean quite a few, and that's a big number, I would say. Number one, they don't know about it. Number two, and which is all the more serious, is they don't care to apply. There is a sense of कि क्या फर्क पड़ता है, how does it matter, करेंगे, whatever the promoter is saying we'll do. No, sorry. Times for this has to end because you, again, I am repeating, you don't know what you are dealing with. It is such a big bomb, and there will be so many implications of that. And many of these implications, you'll end up hurting your own near and dear ones. Data flies, everything is on the cloud. You can be creating permanent biases, you can be creating permanent prejudices. You are practically, and when I say you, yes, HR, we have a responsibility. We will be not just playing with uh, some people out there, we may be playing with somebody's lives, their entire careers, so on and so forth. I feel very strongly about it, and it is very nice that HRAI has organized this function. And thank you very much for getting me also across to share my strong thoughts about it. So over to you, Nitika. Please go ahead. I hope I have tried to address some of the concerns that you may have raised. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anuj. I mean, the wider perspective now I got that initially I was like, it's scary. Oh God, legal thing is involved. And I'm sure I think to bring the change in an organization, the leaders might change. First, we need to change ourselves, the way we think, and we need to just sit and just pen down that what will be the future, pros and cons for implementing a particular, like for example, AI in the organization. And now I got a very wider perspective of AI. And coming to you, Sagar, now for the next question. Thank you so much, Anuj. It was highly enlightening. Sagar, the next question to you is, what mechanisms can leaders put in place to address ethical dilemmas and conflicts that may arise during AI implementation projects?
So I think well narrated by Dr. Bacha and Anuj. I think now there is a solid background as to what we are discussing. See, Nitika, every implementation will have this dilemma. AI for more because it's a threatening concept as of now. But the point is, are we as citizens or professionals, will be able to avoid AI, for our day-to-day, business needs and even personal needs? The answer may be no. I'm not saying yes or no. I'm saying maybe no because it is already in use. For example, let's say if somebody is applying for a job on Naukri.com, the AI is already in place. So the algorithm is already working. So the receiver recruiter is receiving only the shortlisted resumes by the system and not a human in loop approach, the way it was in about 5-6 years back. So the biases are already there. Now it is on us, as Anuj rightly said, to see and bring in that human in loop approach. Now, if I'm receiving 1,000 applications for a job posting, it is my responsibility as a HR professional and true to the profession that I at least see 900 out of them, if not 1,000, and then see if the system is working in fine, and then keep fine tuning the system always, 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 and track. I think that's where the life is going to be. The dilemma is about how the data is being used and for what reasons and where is it saved and where is it to be used in future, as Anuj rightly said. I think that's where it is. Let's say as an employer, as he rightly said, we collect a lot of information from the new joiners or even from the candidates when they start applying through ATSs. Now, where is this data saved? How best is it encrypted? And how best is it not being used anywhere else? I think that's where it is. As an organization, it is our responsibility to see to it that we give that confidence to people, not only employees, but also to the candidates, and keep talking about it on social media handles and so on and so forth, that the data collected by us as an organization is not being misused at all. I think that is very, very important for us as professionals to do. Second, for any process, whether it is engagement, like for example, I'll give you a real life example. There is a chatbot which is available. It's a ready-made product. It can be integrated with your HRMS system, and the chatbot will keep popping up on employees' laptops, and they will ask random questions, and the employees will answer, and the data collected over the period of 3 months or 6 months, the system will interpret some answers and give you your engagement scores instead of doing your employee satisfaction survey once in a year or once in 6 months. This is an online ongoing system. Now, how relevant that those questions which are being asked to the employees, and how seriously employees are answering to the chatbot, and what is the interpretation that is being collected and interpreted by the system. I think that has to have a lot of checks and balances and mechanism, and the checks on biases and mitigations and so on and so forth. Of course, the algorithms. So I think these are all the dilemmas which we are all in today. As I said, there are multiple products which are available, but before buying a subscription for any product, I think equally it is a responsibility for the HRs, for the organization as a whole, and of course society at a large, to check, test. I think that's what is the mantra, because you see there are 49% of Indian corporates, those who have already said yes to use AI mechanism. 49%. They have shown the positive approach as per the latest survey. If you've seen Palki Sharma talking about it on one of the chats.
Yeah.
So now, I think that's what it is going to come. How better to be used by all of us is on us. Over to you, Ritika.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sheetal. I think it's most of the time, I think psychological unlearning needs to be done.
Yes.
Isn't it? And you brought out very clearly the dilemmas, and since you mentioned 49%, it's already half people who have said yes. And in the near future, I don't know after how many years we could be completely satisfied with AI. I don't know that Anuj and Sagar, you and Sheetal can dwell on it and can tell me, because it looks scary to me. I think everything is difficult before it becomes easy. Let's see.
True.
Again,
Okay, coming
Nitika,
to
my
Sheetal.
compliments for being honest. It's scary for everybody out there.
It's scary.
Again, you are being very honest. While we admit it or not, it's scary, no doubt. The European Union, and they are very progressive in their thought processes. Thank God, they are actually looking at AI in a very responsible manner, and that's how the whole thing is evolving, right? Please go ahead. Sorry.
Yep, sure. No worries. Next question is for Sheetal. Sheetal, what framework or guideline exists for ethical AI implementation, and how can leaders integrate them into their organizational strategies?
So you use one wonderful word called ethical. So the dilemma arises when there are strong ethics. Before me, Sagar put it rightly by saying that check, and check. So let me share a couple of more examples how world is using or embracing AI. The financial giant JP Morgan Chase using AI for fraud detection and customer service. ExxonMobil, an energy giant, they are using AI to avoid equipment failures and increasing production and automate certain jobs. Many of you might have come across the Tesla. They use eight cameras to gather visual data in real time to figure out what's there in front on the road and are there any obstacles or not. Even the Amazon, analyzing images and videos to improve the product recommendations. These days, Facebook, quite in limelight, they're using content to identify nudity and hate speech. Assume that let's say you are living from your office, and you think, let me have a wonderful evening with my girlfriend. So all your gadgets are so-called having artificial intelligence. So while you leave from your office, you're asking your mobile to send a message to your air condition that by this and this time it should be on. There's a beautiful lighting that you set in, and the moment you enter the room, it's well prepared. Your gadget also sends a message to your girlfriend telling that by so and so time you will reach home, and it's sending a beautiful message inviting her to be at a specific time. Everything is perfect, and you're parking your car in your parking, and by the time you get a message from your intelligence door which says that your wife has just entered your home. So probably it's not the artificial intelligence operated gadgets which create the problem, but your intention, your objective is the problem. And probably I would take a liberty of saying that either the humans who have created or who have hurt the earth more than any other species in the world. So even if the onus lies on us how beautifully or sensibly we use artificial intelligence for the benefit of human being, if we use rightly, probably we will be in a better place. But if you don't, probably there can be much danger to human beings as well.
That's true. I think, like you mentioned about Amazon, ExxonMobil, Giant, and initially when I was 2-3 years before, I was like, when I was applying for a job, I was like, it कि system shortlist कर देता है. अब जब AI बात, I now I can understand कि हाँ, artificial intelligence is a word which is which is being, this is how it is being used. So now people are more getting adapted to the word initially. Now it has also a bigger picture behind it. And I personally learned too much things today. I'm very happy to have so many vast experienced panelists here and getting so good examples. Over to you, Anuj, now. What steps can leaders take to mitigate the risk of bias and discrimination in AI algorithms and models? God.
Well, the first thing is I'm a bit going much before that, is that the HR needs to first think through what is it that it is applying the AI for. That is the first question, even before you to start talking about the algos and the technologies which are available in the softwares. What is it that you want? Because there are dime a dozen technologies available, which are conventional technologies, conventional sources, which HR has not been able to apply so far. Now you have another one which is called AI, and we are talking about how to keep the bias away and all those things. So when you apply a technology, you have to beforehand know why you are applying it. What is it that you're looking for, which is not available? So just and it has become so fashionable. The whole world seems to know about HR and how to apply AI in HR. And somebody was talking to me about AI helping in the recruitment effort. And then somebody who has not done actual recruitment only can say how much AI is helping. I'm sure all of us have tried. AI is integrated into LinkedIn, and I really wonder if anybody has been able to get the best top responses are the ones who can get hired. Because AI, after all said and done, is a data processing algorithm which is trying to push certain things. The only thing is it has ability to dig deeper through diverse sources and then try to put everything together. That's what is an algorithm is. What are the things that you are, so you have to how do you train your algorithm is the most important thing. In the world of AI, a very big industry is going to be of people who train the models. So what is it that you are training? Who are the people who are training the AI which you are using? Who are those people who are going to actually train those? Many of our colleagues may not even understand that there is something called training of the AI which is required to be done. So the application, and let's not forget, AI is a very advanced computer science modeling kind of a thing. It's not something that is very generally available. It can be talked about, and And it is such a powerful medium, and I wonder that what is the rush to apply it to the HR, etc., when there are so many complicated things outside. If I want to dig a well outside, I'll have to get a somebody who's known as a water mariner. What is he known as that? And not an there won't be any AI tool available for me to find the place where I'll have a chance of getting water. Instead of that, there are people who will come with some some mumbo jumbo, and somehow they are miraculously they do find water inside. So I don't know. I'm saying there are dime a dozen applications of AI, and but when it comes to HR and removal of the bias, etc., first we have to remove our own bias and do some soul searching. What is it that we are looking for? And then we'll apply. And whether it's a promotion decision, if we are taking decisions on people, I don't think so that can be left to an AI to do 100% that thing. AI at the most is a tool which can help us out, but the chances of the reverse happening starts happening, because if you're talking about lists which will be given by such tools, there will be a general tendency to use the first name only. So those are the kind of things I'm actively promoting. I'm actively encouraging my team members to use ChatGPT, and definitely it gives excellent results. It takes away a lot of hard work. Now, mm, the whole idea is to how to use it with moderation, how to use still use it so that it is a tool. It's not the only thing. I'm not trusting ChatGPT 100%. I have to apply my mind. So the application of mind cannot be given away. That would be NS, a natural stupidity. So the application of mind has to remain with AI, and that is something that I can add. Again, if there was some specific point that I missed out, so please correct me. You can definitely let me know. I'll make a note this time. There are so many distractions that are there. I'm sorry about that, but please go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't look like there's so many distractions. You're coming up with some beautiful points saying here that, and I think we need to do much of a homework. And much research is required still. And I was just writing it down and thinking that we need not to be too much dependent on AI. Instead, we need to think out loud and should come out of the fool's paradise. Right? It's just a tool, and we need to use certain SOPs in a particular way and then execute it. And too much of dependency is not required.
Nitika, sorry,
Hmm.
please go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
Pardon me. There was a thought that came to my mind, and that is very real life. So one thing that is happening is that the possibilities of AI are known to all. And that also includes people in solid leadership positions across industry, across companies. Now, when you're talking about those, so AI is creating an access that you can do anything, you can find any information and all those things. And naturally, if something is known to somebody and they talk to you about it, okay, why can't we find out? The ethical dilemma starts, and that's where HR comes into the picture. And a very big dilemma is that in me, the natural answer is that, boss, how does it matter to us? But then we can't give such blunt replies. So we'll end up, doing as we are told. And this is where the society comes in.
Yeah.
That at least, and that's where, if we know our laws very well, if we know the DPDP Act and the data privacy thing, if we know the IT Act, and even if there are certain gaps, as a professional, as an HR professional, as a citizen of this country, it is our duty to highlight those things in appropriate forums, so that over a period of time, we are at least contributing to a society where all these data privacies, all these protections are built into the society. If we keep on doing and continuing this practice of doing as directed, then we are going to, make people some very and unethical practices into the industry, and then we'll all be combined sufferers one day. That is for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, not everything is to be answered yes. Number one, I think,
Yeah.
we need to just question. I'm not saying that you should say no the way Anuj said that. No, nothing. No, there are ways to say no. You might ask questions. You need to understand and then figure it out the way. Thank you so much, Anuj. My next question is to Sagar. Sagar, how can leaders ensure that AI technologies are used responsibly and ethically to benefit society as a whole?
Well, so as I think we have been discussing, uh, I think there is a general yes that AI is supposed to be, there, or it is already there. The thing is that everybody, including this forum and society as a large, I think we are all concerned about the misuses of the data. So I think that's what Anu just pointed out. There are multiple laws which are applicable, which are available in the system. The requirement is about knowing the law. Now the next part is as far as organization and HR is concerned. As we collect, maintain, and use multiple data points, as far as candidates or employees are concerned, I think it is equally important of the organization not just to ask and collect and keep the data, but to let people know that this is the data, these are the data points that we have collected from you. This is stored in a safe vault or on a cloud space, which is India agreements are signed with the cloud supplier and so on and so forth. Of course, once the employee leaves the organization, how it is ensured that it is not misused, and so on and so forth. My next point is also about documenting the AI algorithms and the processes that the organization is following to use, interpret, and use the data for the employee life cycle. For example, let's say we collect every data point for the performance, for enhancing people's capability, and so on and so forth. Now it is important that people, I mean, every employee to the last man on the ground knows that these are the proper ethical practices which the organization is following. So it is equally important that the training is also imparted to people that this is the AI practice that we are using. This is ethical, and the organization is absolutely transparent. This transparency starts from both the sides. The candidate is transparently sharing all the data points, so as the organization is also letting the employee or the candidate know that, okay, hey, look, we are transparent, we are using it in such a way that it is not harming a society at a large, and you as an individual or your family, and us as an organization and business environment. So I think it is combined effect of both the parties, but more towards organization, because we are collecting and maintaining the data. I'll give you a classic example. Let's say the salary is credited to an account every month. The account information is stored somewhere in the system. Now, how the organization, or especially the HR team, is ensuring that the PAN card numbers, Aadhaar card numbers, bank account numbers are stored in safety, protective systems where nobody else in the company or outer world has access to that system, so that the data is protected. So likewise, even Anuj gave a classic example of promotion. Now let's say if AI is used for a performance management, why is there is a need on the AI system to recommend for a promotion? It should not be, because it is a complete human intervention and a decision making model. If I have to give promotion to somebody, I don't want a system to recommend. Okay, up to a certain level, it is fine. But at the end of the day, the decision has to be on the basis of the actual achievements of the individual, as well as the prospective plans and the final human mind behind it. So as a society, I think if it is used correctly, it is beneficial. If it is used with a ill thought in mind, then we have seen all the misuses happening.
Then God help us.
Yeah, I think that's what.
This is, yeah, thank you so much, Sagar. And there are things which are not under our control. The human mind is, we think negative first and then we change the negative to positive, which is which is with everybody of us. So I think much training is required, and much awareness needs to be pushed into the the legal awareness, especially, which Anuj brought out. And thank you so much, Sagar. Coming to you, Sheetal, the question to you is: what role do ethical guidelines and regulations play in shaping AI implementation practices, and how can leaders stay informed and compliant?
Let me give you a hypothetical example. What if AI generated robot adopting a human child? You know, in future it can happen. So this is again, a thought. In engineering days, we used to learn something about feed forward. So, feed forward is a mechanism where you anticipate error before actually is happening and correcting the system so the error does not happen. So AI systems and machines are not able to act any different from what they are programmed to. And if they start taking decision on their own, probably we humans will look upon as dwarf compared to them. That's one of the fear that people who work in AI in advanced level they do have. But we have a choice. Let me give an example of James Cameron. He wrote Avatar, the story, in 1994, before even the Titanic was made and screened for. He knew that, finally he started working on Avatar in 2005. He knew that the kind of understanding that he has for that movie, the technology was not there, technology was not available. And he was granted one of the largest film budget by Fox. Now imagine that no filmmaking unit tried such technology. They're the first one to experiment with. And when AI makes progress, many of the leaders will have similar kind of experiences. Even when we think of Tesla, they say that they wish to build a car that drive itself as good as any human do, and that required lots of research, lots of R&D into that. And talking about James Cameron, his goal was to make something for audience which they never thought about. And he teamed up with Veta Digital, who were pioneer in digital effects. And with the using of virtual technology, they created something where real actors would act in the digital scenery in real time. So here the game changing factor was actors without makeup. Till that time, we watched the movie with lots of actors with so much of makeup and so much of effects on them. But here is the background which is not real. So AI will throw many situation or challenges in life. Probably as a human being, we'll have to deal with and acknowledge those challenges in a better way.
Thank you, Sheetal. And I'm trying to understand more. I think humans are designing machines for humans. That's what is happening, right? Isn't it? And then customizing as per the requirement of people. And I think I think the people who are making algorithms and customizing the AI based technologies are to be trained more.
So can I add one more example of AI?
Yep, sure. Please go ahead.
So, we talk about the application of AI in healthcare industry. Today, if I go to any medical shop, for all kind of fever, I have one kind of medicine. If I get paracetamol, if you go to buy a paracetamol, if somebody else go buy a paracetamol, the medicine is same. Why same medicine is applicable to all the bodies which are different? So think of the situation where, the application of AI measuring the critical indicators of your body, giving signal to the doctors, Even the doctor has such a AI operated mechanism which tells him to diagnose the disease well ahead of it creates a problem for the body, send a message to the pharmaceutical company, and designing the medicine which suits my body. Can you imagine the application of AI? Probably the kind of dose that I need of paracetamol may be different than what Sagar requires or what Anuj requires. Today, we are consuming all the medicine which are a set of prescription given by the pharmaceutical company, not as per my requirement, the way my body requires for.
God,
Yeah,
that's a good
great.
example. That's
Yeah,
Anuj,
that
Anuj,
is
what do you think?
that's exactly are the kind of things where AI will be applied. It is another matter that over there also there will be a lot of ethical dilemmas which will develop there also. So, no, so that
Exactly.
is something that is going to be there. But one thing, I'm sorry if I'm
Mhm.
just coming in the way. So, one thing which is very important and which is again universal, as no big shakes about it, is leadership, and especially when it comes to HR, it will be about the execution of responsibility. It has always been execution of that responsibility. And with AI, our responsibility is going to increase all the more. It is yet another weapon which is coming in our hands, apart from our authority, apart from whatever we take things for granted. Apart from that, there is another thing that is coming to us, and it is going to be tough to execute that responsibility, given that the expectations of diverse groups are going to be pulling us in all directions. So that will require us to be very solid. That will require us to be very much aware of the legal ramifications, to be aware of the legal boundaries, and which will require us to be humane. And that is something that I don't know if there is any law which asks you as a HR or other human being to be humane. So those are kind of things on a day-to-day basis. Also, we deal with people every day. I have interviews every day. I've got meetings with my employees, so on and so forth. We deal with people on a daily basis. So there is a candidate, let's say, who has come in, and I'm trying to get her to join me. Now, what if some kind of AI tool already has told me that this lady is looking for a life partner and maybe get married in a month's time. She may not divulge it to me, but let's say if I come to know of some kind of an AI tool, it is easy to do that. And before she comes in, I have already come to know through that tool that she's about to get married. But when I ask her, she says, no, sorry. And why should I be asking her? The first question is, why should that matter? Most probably because maybe I'm thinking of, so I'm trying to inject a bias in my decision making that I'm not going to take anybody who will take a maternity leave after just 1 month of joining me.
Fine,
So
right.
those are the things which we will have to come out and talk and develop systems and protections so that we don't end up doing those kind of sad things. So
Uh,
yeah, go ahead, Sagar.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So,
To add to this,
just a minute, Faisal and Nitika, can I take may I make a request to leave as I need to join some
Yeah,
other
yeah,
virtual
definitely.
meet. Thank you, Sagar. Thank you, Anuj. It's
Thank
wonderful to be with all of you and look forward to meet you in person. Thank you.
Thank
thank
you,
Thank
you.
you.
Dr.
Thank you so
Shiva.
Thank
much.
Thank you.
thank you, Sheeta.
Thank you. Thank you, Sheet.
to add to Dr. Sheetal, he was giving a very nice example of medicine. Now, that's what I actually started with, when I was talking about a SaaS-based product. There are 10 products which are available in the market today when you go and check. Now, X product is suitable for an Amazon, or for a bigger organization which is actually integratable with the HRMS, or the HRMS itself as a AI based tool. may not be suitable for the kind of organization that you are representing to. So the same paracetamol is not used for you if you are having a fever. That's what I was trying to, bring up, because, if you blindly, subscribe for a product and then, start customizing it, I think there is a limitation to customize it, because products are anyway, super configured in today's world. 80-20% configuration. So 80% it's fixed, 20% is customizable to your requirement. So I think Anuj pointed out a very important aspect. What do you really have to do with AI? I think that focus has to be very, very clear. And then the kind of platform or the product that you are subscribing for, and the kind of usages that you are going to have, and the roadmap of around 3 to 5 years, if not if not of 10 years, because you don't know what is going to happen, how many advanced versions are going to come in in a couple of years. I think that's what it is at the end of the day. Anuj, if you can add.
No, thank you. You've summed it well. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Faisal,
Yes,
Nitika is around.
yeah, I believe
Yes.
she's into some call. Yeah, Nitika.
No, I'm here. You can't. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, yes,
We
we can
can
hear
hear
you.
you. We weren't able to see you. Now we can see you also.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, over to you,
So,
Nitika.
oh, I see. I see. Thank you so much for your time. It's time's up now, and and thank you so much, Anuj, Sagar, and of course Sheetal. It has been wonderful, such an enlightening session, and I would have missed the opportunity. I would say I would have said no to HRI. I was like, wow, AI and ethical leadership can't map it, and now I can map it. It's scary though. I could only say this. Thank you so much, Faisal, for having me here in HRAI. Thank you so much. Over to you, Faisal.
Thank you, Ms. Nitika, for guiding us through this session with your intuitive and perceptive insights. Expressing our gratitude to Mr. Sagar, Dr. Sheetal, and Mr. Anuj for generously sharing their valuable thoughts and perspectives. It has truly been an honor to have such distinguished speakers contributing to this engaging session. For those eager to learn and grow, the recording of today's session will be available on the YouTube link shared in the chat window. As we wrap up our today's session, a special thanks goes to our event partners, Geisha, NASCOM COE, Talgro, TLE, WICCI, LinkedIn Local Ahmedabad and India for their invaluable support to HREI events. To explore more about these associations, please visit the link provided in the chat window. Join us for our masterclass series starting from 27th of May 2024. That includes today's webinar. We look forward to your participation in future sessions, wishing you continued health and safety on your journey. Until our paths cross again, take care, stay positive, and farewell for now.
Thank you
Thank
so
Great.
you.
much.
Thank you,
Great.
Ms.
Thank you, Sagar. Very nice to meet you. Let's
Same here. Same here.
get connected. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you very much, Faisal. And of course, Nitika, thanks a lot.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, HRD.